I did everything pretty well, made some nice long putts, didn't make too many mistakes. So it's kind of, I guess I dreamt up something like Ricky did, but as far as tee to green and as stress-free as it could be, that was about what I would have dreamt up. So I was very proud of that one.
Was the course playing any differently than the practice rounds today?
No, I thought when we got on the first green, it sure did seem a lot firmer and a lot faster. And then as the round went on, it never really got any crazier than that. I didn't think the greens were too firm. I'm sure after Ricky did what he did, they will make it quite a bit harder for us tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, it was just like we played it the last few days.
And I know you're out early, but did you feel the LA love out there today?
Yeah, it was awesome. Just walking down the first hole, it didn't quite feel, because you don't have a lot of people around you on the first tee, so it didn't quite feel like a major, and I was still nervous, but it wasn't quite as heightened. You know, at Oak Hill a few weeks ago, you walk over that bridge and it's a lot. This one wasn't, but then right when we started walking down the fairway, it started to feel, feel like it I guess it's supposed to, and it was quite cool hearing all the Go Bears and, yelling out my hometown of Valencia. It was awesome.
We'll open it up to questions. We have a mic here in the back.
Max, you've talked about how Thursday can be the hardest day of a tournament in some ways, just getting off to a good start. Is that accurate? And do you feel some relief, I guess, that today went so well?
Yeah, I'm just so bad at Thursdays because I feel like I expect so much, and I almost look at it as a barometer for how the week's going to go, so it's a lot of pressure, and I don't just get to go play my kind of golf. And I felt like today, from the first tee to the last putt, I was very accepting and just looked at today as just a round of golf that will set me up towards the rest of the week. And yeah, I think that these, they have the old cliche that you can't win it the first day, you could lose it, and I lose a lot of these things on the first day. So it's nice to just go out there and just treat it like a round of golf and not put too much on it. Excuse me. And I think that's what you're supposed to do in majors. You're supposed to kind of just play your game and see where that puts you Sunday afternoon.
Max, there's been a lot of chatter this week about your familiarity with the course coming here. I'm wondering what was different about showing up today?
I'm older. I have a beard now. Not a ton. I guess just looking back, it's just you 10 years ago, as much as I probably saw expectation and hopes, it's just so much less, I guess, important than a U.S. Open. At the time, Pac-12 championship felt like the biggest thing in the world, and this is quite a bit bigger. But I guess we're golfers, we treat every event like it is a major, especially in college. So I guess not too much has changed. A few more people follow in our group. But yeah, it actually did felt very comfortable.
Max, with this being your home open, was it an advantage going out in an early group, maybe compared to the afternoon or later?
I'll tell you after tomorrow. I always worry when you play a course that can get firm. You can typically see Thursday morning plays very soft. Thursday afternoon, obviously a little bit firmer, but nothing crazy. And usually by Friday afternoon, it can be nuts. So I'm not sure. It was nice though, I guess, or advantageous to get going and kind of not feel like I had to wait around till 1:30 to peg it. So I would say that was an advantage, but that one's undecided for now.
Sort of a follow-up to the question where they were talking about your knowledge of the course. Have you found even approaching this week that some of the golfers were asking you questions, or could you see their curiosity about the course where you're much more familiar with it than almost every golfer here?
No. I mean, you look at the best golfers in the world and you give us 3 or 4 days to learn a golf course. I mean, I had only played it a sum total of 7 times in the last 10 years, and the last time was probably in 2016 or 17, so I probably wasn't the right guy to ask, but they were also wise not to ask me. I probably wouldn't have given them a straight answer.
So this idea of familiarity with the course can be over-exaggerated sometimes, you feel, with good golfers?
Yeah, I mean, especially in a major. I mean, no ProAm this week. You spend a lot of time on the golf course. I imagine people have gotten tons of reps on this place and know it like the back of their hand in a way. So I do think it's probably a bit overstated, but if it were something like we played a normal tour event and we had, you know, maybe a day to get ready, it would probably be a bit more of an advantage. But the majors, we get so much time and people are so diligent about it. I'm not so sure it's in it. It's the advantage I have is that I'm very, very comfortable in this city and I'm with friends and family, and it just, you know, it's a short trip and all that.
Thank you.
All right, last one, Brendan.
You know, you mentioned walking up one and kind of the limited crowd and stuff like that. I guess that kind of goes on throughout the course. There is not these massive galleries and stuff. And so is there any like difference in the feel of, you know, what typically is that kind of US Open energy versus like this setting? And I'm sure you still feel it because it's a major that you're playing in, but just that kind of versus the actual crowd and the vibe and like the noise and things like that.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's definitely spots, and it's still, I think the golf course gives the championship feel because it's such an amazing place. The crowds are great or are hefty in certain areas, but we're also coming last year from Boston where they're just louder there. Their decibels just higher than ours is out here. People don't quite wake up as early, I guess, to get going. So I imagine by the afternoons and especially the weekend it'll get nice and rowdy, but it definitely was a bit of a more subdued morning, which was quite lovely.
And we'll do one more with Kyle.
With your sort of course history and even having played it this morning, how surprising is it that one and maybe two guys are about to shoot 62 on this course today?
I mean, no one really surprised me out here. It's a great round, but the greens just aren't very firm. And if you drive the ball well, you have a lot of iron shots. And I just feel like soft-ish I mean, I guess I learned it the best at Caves Valley at the BMW a couple years ago. It was the longest golf course ever, and it was soft, and nobody shot over par. So I guess you can, you know, it makes sense. But I imagine it's going to get harder. I've kind of liked this trend. It seems like at U.S. Opens lately where the first round they trick us into thinking we got it, and then as the weekend goes on, it gets quite hard. So, yeah, I mean, it's very impressive, but you know, they're two tremendous golfers. So I guess it's impressive, not surprising.
Thanks, Mac.
Thank you, guys.